Right, so with that done, we've got mana feeding in, and with the 20 mana crystals we've got, the 40 metal conveyors, and the 500 blue coins, bomp, more houses, and new research available mana transmission. There we go, that's what we wanted all along. We want to be able to send mana through mana pipes, and once we've got that, we're going to be able to start making mana pipes. And once we've got mana pipes, all sorts of things are going to start happening. But right now, the whole of my industry's all just turned on because suddenly things were using stuff again. I kind of want to move you back though. Dunk. Would you move back there? There we go. Perfect. And we'll fill that up there. Nice. There we go. Sorted. So a little bit of logic down there, but a necessary amount of logic to achieve what I wanted to without having to build more buildings. Because I could have achieved the same thing by just having a double set. So one Magic Forge only made mana crystals, and one Magic Forge only made the blocks, and only took the mana crystals that were overflow from this barn. You could do it like that, but then you're using extra population, whereas these blocks, you know, if you feel like using them, can achieve the same goal without having to use extra population and extra buildings. The Omega Jinx, thank you so much for the sub there. It's their first gift sub on the channel, and you gave it to Road Train. Thank you so much. It was very kind of you, mate. Super kind of you. And NST, thank you very much for Twitch Prime sub as well. I'm totally sorry that I missed it. Kind of got into coding. Sucks my brain out. Rather, sucks my attention away. It does suck my brain out a little bit and puts it in a jar where it's just coding all the time. Saturday is your birthday. Oh, well then, happy birthday in advance. Herenada. Right, so now that mana is flowing in, we can probably start looking at making enchanted books, which are double great. We also need to supply mana crystals down here, which is a bit of a potch, because we haven't really got an easy path over there. We could use a conveyor to convey. It's a good long way away, but I kind of like the idea of having a trail go all this way. Personally, I think that's kind of nice. And if we were going to do that, we'd probably have it over here. So, here we go again, making something completely unnecessary. For reasons. This is going to take a long one, because it's a very long road. So, brace yourselves. Gird your loins, or anything else you feel needs girding. We're going to make a nice long track all the way down. Right, okay, I'm definitely going to need to set this up properly for the structural blocks I'm going to be using. In fact, I think I may actually already have all the structural blocks I'm going to I may use... No, I think we're good, actually. We will be using stone for this, because it's a long bloody way, but you can always place stone roads on top of bridge blocks like this. Oops. Over to you. There we are. Now then, I want to connect all of these up. Right. How are we going to do this bridge? Do I want to have like a massive bridge all the way over here? Just meeting up at the same level and then curving around. That kind of excites me. I'm not going to lie. Alright. Can I draw this out? Whee! Dunk. we will have... get rid of this one. I'll have this in there. There we go. Have something similar all the way around. Roads. Who needs roads? Right, get all of this built up as well. A lot of this game is making silly constructs like this for me. Like it's the part that really sets this apart from so many games in a similar genre. What are we going to do down here though to make that suspension look really nice? Ooh. I'm going to say 2, 3, 4, 5. A little support structure there. Yeah, we could have proper supports. Right there, another 5. Amiga Jinx just gifted a sub to the unique Pikachu. Thank you. I was going to say un-Pikachu. That was going to be an interesting one. Well, thank you so much for another gift sub. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you. Massive. Oh, yeah. Stone pillars. That's a really good call. It's kind of where I was thinking anyway, but I should actually use the pillars themselves. So, okay, this goes in 2, and this can go in 1. We can have lamps. Oh, this is going to be so good. Oh, my lord, this is going to be amazing. We are going to want... I think that'll do for now. We'll get this then there. Have these hook up. I think that'll be fine. Sure. All the way up. Bonk. And then the same on this side. See, darn Bunny, that bridge looks like it needs a train travelling along it. Followed by an overly mustached villain exploding it. Ah. I love, obnoxiously moustachioed villains. This is grand. Or better yet, someone tied to the tracks. Ah, it's got a little bit dark there, but still, you have to confess, that does make for a compelling bridge. Wish we had angled blocks so badly. Like, oh my lord, I need them in my life. Thunk. We got blocks right down there? Yes, we did good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, Ocean, how you doing, buddy? Hello, Derp Chat, how you all doing? Oh, I love those Shen emotes so much. I need to get more emotes so badly. I'm such a bad streamer. Such a bad streamer for that. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. What was Shen playing? A double raid? Who was the second raider? Did I miss someone raiding? As mentioned, terrible streamer, so, you know, forewarned is forearmed. Factory Town's going good, mate. I'm making a silly bridge that I don't need to make. And honestly, that's the best kind of bridge to make. The ones that you don't need to. It has already been commented, though, that this bridge kind of needs to have a moustachioed villain threatening to blow it up. And I agree. Though, I suppose my original idea was to have a caravan going across this. But now it's been mentioned rails, and I do have... Oh my lord, I've run out of bricks. Well, that, oops. I mean, this is going to happen now and then. Aavak, Ferret Bomb raided Shen just before he raided you. So we invited them to raid along with us. Oh, wonderful. Well, hello, everyone. Also, Ferret Bomb, what an amazingly appropriate name. What an amazingly appropriate name. Considering this is a continuation of the stream that was cut short because one of my ferrets decided to get something caught in its teeth and then to just, like, you know, remove it with talonous claws. She's doing fine, by the way. Anyone who was in Shen's raid during the last stream, Siri is doing absolutely fine. It healed pretty quickly, and she was completely unbothered by it, actually. I was more bothered by it than she was. There we go. Oh, wow. KMP, thank you so much for the gift subs there. My goodness, 10 gift subs. To Pyman, Hi Kaiser, Righty Beast. To Cyrillac, Let's Noob Out. Sordid Euphemism. Love that name. Love that name so much. Idalak, Bridgeflax, Shrouded Souls, and Sakun. Thank you so, so much. Yeah, Ferret Bomb is perfect. That is an amazingly appropriate name for any streamer in any way tangentially involved in my stream, raid or not. Right, okay, so we've got our bridge basics laid down. We are going to need to do more about the connections across, though, because I want it to be a nice wide bridge. We're going to have lanterns across it. I really wish they were like angled blocks, especially up-angled ones, so I could have little structures jutting out to the side from whence the lanterns could exist. Now, I feel a warning is fair, because it's me. Those who are interested in finding out what this game is about, the next couple of minutes are just going to be me faffing around beautifying something that doesn't even need to exist much less be beautified. It is a thing I do, form before function, in almost all cases, except coding. Coding is sacrosanct. Coding must be elegant in form and function. Poorly functioning code. Terrible. But yeah. So we'll get to the actual main game loop shortly. Right now, I'm just beautifying things for the sake of it. The angled frames covered in roads, they do work, but I want something that angles upwards so I can make it look like we've got supports kind of jutting out to support little areas where I can have lanterns on the side of my bridge. There you go, that looks a bit better there. I think for the most part this looks good though. You know what though? Let's have these supports going all the way down. There we are. Yeah, I think that actually adds a bit of something. There we go. Gotta find a place for the lanterns to go, though. I am committed to having lanterns on this road. There isn't a day-night cycle in this game, but I'm committed to having lanterns on it. Should I have them? Unfortunately, we haven't got, like, double lanterns, which is a shame, because they would be perfect, because I could have them then in the middle. But I think having the lanterns on the outside, looking in, is a better prospect for us. Let me just have a look at the scaffolding blocks once more. I don't think there's anything that's quite gonna achieve what I'm looking for, but actually, you know what? Let's see how this works first. But if it does work, then I'll replicate it on the others as well. I sort of like it. I think I'm going to need to see it on all of them before I can really make a decision. So I'll just do one side. That way I can undo it if I dislike it, and we can see how that works with something else. But I think this will do. Maybe you might need to make it double thick floor blocks to really create the effect there. But before I finish all of those, yeah, I actually quite like that. Maybe even having the lanterns in there. Oh, my lord. I think the lanterns are quite tall. And I sort of like the idea of the lanterns guiding the people crossing the bridge rather than, you know, just kind of showing the bridge to everyone else. That looks awesome. I'm going to replicate it on the other side. But before we get to that, since so many people have just joined us, let's go ahead and cover what we're doing in the village so far. We started out way back here. The history of this village. We started off over here. We had a little base. We built some homes. Started harvesting some corn that was around. A lot of this game is kind of built up around making your citizens happy. Happiness has a function to it as well. The happier people are, the harder they work. So you get production bonuses to everything that's ever done. It's effectively a production game along the lines of, or in the same genre as games like Factorio. There's no combat of any sort. The only person you're fighting against is yourself. As is often the case with me. You have research. We're a reasonable way through some of the research. Our research is stalled at the moment because I'm trying to bring over materials that I'm manufacturing quite far away to fuel the research in my school for mana transmission. Magic in this game is super low. Fantasy magic, it is all about production. So like making resources that are otherwise not necessarily renewable, or more renewable, that sort of thing. But you gain money by selling things to your citizenry from various shops. You can either deliver it directly to the house itself, and the houses themselves level up, and as they level up, they have a wider variety of goods that they're willing to purchase based on their increased expectations of standard of living. They don't ever downgrade if they're not supplied. They just aren't happy. And then that, feeds into your production, your production efficiency. Also, they're not giving you coins. And coins are necessary because quite a lot of the more interesting stuff requires coins to even be made. The basic stuff you just make. Like if I had a peep chop down a tree, they'd do that and then bring the longs over. If I want a forester to chop down a tree, I've got to pay them a yellow coin, but they will replant the trees as they go. So it gives you renewable resources in that regard. And very much like mines, I could have a peep just mine the surface mines. They will eventually run out. So the mine will mine the surface mines and eventually they'll run out. Or I can have them a mine do it. And it costs coins to get a mine to do it. And it can take quite a lot of money to achieve that. Oh, hey, Blue and Queenie. How are you doing? Can I get a shout out for Blue and Queenie? My lord, all of the raids all of a sudden. This is amazing. How's everyone doing? Once again, I'm envious of another streamer's emotes. Damn it. I really, it's not like there's a dearth of artists who I could contact at any point to get the emotes. I'm just so bad. I'm so bad. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you've had a wonderful stream. I was just going over what we're doing in this game. So it's a good time for you to join in. If any of you are familiar with games that share a genre with games like Factorio, so like production factory kind of management games, this is sort of like that. If you merged Factorio with well, not so much Animal Crossing, but a much more cute version. It's the cute, non-combative version of Factorio, also in 3D. The focus of this is to make your citizens happy, and as they get happier, they produce more, so it kind of feeds back into the whole main game loop of make stuff automatically. It's a focused on automation game. It's really pretty, and you can do all kinds of buildings and make it very, very logical, very regimented, blocks of things, tall towers of resource production facilities if you want to, or you can go with more of an organic sprawl kind of thing that I'm doing and computerify stuff. isn't necessary. It's kind of nice to do, though, in my humble opinion. But as I was saying, so you start off, you try to produce resources for your citizens. Each house gives you citizens who can work in things. Now they can work in a building or they can work outside and actually do manual labor. As these peeps down here are doing, they're harvesting wood for my forge, and these peeps are harvesting iron. Goes in there, and a peep inside turns the iron into iron plates. But then I've got it, being automatically shuffled around and so on and so forth. As you increase technology through the school, you can make things much more renewable or just more efficient. My mine over here is much faster at gathering resources than anything else. And once it's gathered, it can put it onto conveyor belts or chute systems, which can then convey them to other buildings, which start making that. And it gets really complicated really fast, but in a very chilled way. Whereas games like Factorio, you're kind of under time pressure because the biters are evolving all the time and they will attack you eventually. In this, you just take it at your own pace and do what you want, really. Nothing gets worse if you don't do something. That is, they don't downgrade and that sort of stuff, like I was mentioning earlier. They just stop being happy until you do give them the stuff that they want. And then they start being happy again. And it all feeds into each other in a very kind of passive way. It's really, really chilled. Really chilled. Now, check out if my mods did the shout-out thingamajig. Because I think Lady Sheila may have snuck off to do a bit of a recording. And I am on a tablet, so I'm super helpless. Oh my god. I just noticed one of the ferret emotes. I need to get something like that. Oh my goodness. Okay, now, I apologize if my typing is awful here. So I'm doing it on tablet again. Now I've got to make sure I've got the spelling right. Damn you, dyslexia. Okay, hopefully I know my own commands. Haha, I do! It's always wonderful when I discover that I actually do know how my stream works. But please do check out Blue and Queenie. Wonderful streamers. I've met both of them several times now, actually, at various Twitch events. And they are about as wholesome as you can be, whilst not being fake about it, basically. They're wonderful people and also really community focused. So do check them out, please. Right. Now that we've got our idea for our bridge up and running, I need to finish off the other side of it. There we go. Womp. Womp. Oh, I'm taking them away. That's not quite what I wanted to do. I wouldn't want it to fall over. Thankfully, physics doesn't really exist in this game. So you don't have to worry too much if you make a mistake. Also, you can become really artistic if you want to by preying on the fact that physics doesn't exist and things will levitate. I'm not quite going to go that far, so you don't have to worry. But this is a pretty solid bridge with a nice, fast road section in the middle. So our caravans, should I use caravans, will be able to travel down it pretty sharpish. What I may do, though, is I may actually set up a railroad. Now, the only thing I would do the railroad for is to deliver the crystals over to this side, and then I'd probably have a wagon move them the rest of the way. That isn't efficient in terms of people because, the rail cart and the wagon each take up population space, but it would actually look quite nice, I think. Right, let's get everything back down onto the level, or actually, I think we should build out from this side. I think that would probably make more sense. So let's even it off around there. Yoink. Now we could rise up. Yeah, we'll bring them out to a corner point and then rise it up to meet it. It will slow the wagon down a bit, but not in any, particularly egregious way. I've got to kind of line it up, though. Come on, you. gone one too far. There we go. I'm not going to need much in the way of support on this side to make it look reasonable, but I am going to need a little bit. But let's get the central bridge section in first. Maybe even have a stone one building up. There we go. Gives it a bit of a better look, in my opinion. There we go. Then we can have the sides supported. Again, you really don't need to do any beautification like this. This is just me being finicky about it. There we are. And we'll build this across. Can I sneak this in there? I probably can. If I'm lucky. There we go. And actually, to match it up with the other one, though I'm not going to match up the central pillar of stone, I will put these on these sides there. You vote for sushi train? Well, some poor pawn in the warehouse is like, where's all this stone and wood going? I know, right? I was very surprised when I ran out of stone, and then it's like, oh yeah, well, you know, that's going to happen if I'm making massive columns of bedrock, effectively. There we are. Nice. All right, what is the height of it? It's actually pretty slight, so I'm thinking I'll have this rise on this side, about there, but the other sides will just be regular ramps, so I can have basic roads going across them. Now this side, we can probably continue. Oh, is that just a bit too low? Oh, damn it, I think it is. Oops. Drat, it is. Okay, well that's fine. We can sort this. Just guess we'll have it go too high on this side then. There we go. Minecraft bedrock? Well, I mean, it kind of has a resemblance. There we go. Right, how we're going to support it? I guess we're going to continue on the pattern of supports that we've got over there. It'll take me a little bit more time to build, but it'll be fun in the end. What I might do first, though, is get the cart running on this before I do too much more work. Though I do need to decide where... Well, we know that this is going to be road. Yeah, but we don't... I do need to decide where the supports are going to happen. How often, at the very least. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plonk these in. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll sort out the bases in a second. I think that might be all the supports we need, unless this lines up perfectly, which it doesn't. It almost does, though. There's almost Providence going on there. But that'll do. Just need to get these middle bits sorted. And then we can happily place down the actual road section then. Oops. Oh, do I not have enough stone? I might not. Oh, it was because I was going over that, the ramp there. There we go. Now we just need the regular road. Okay, we'll grab it from over here. The copy command makes things so much easier. Oh my lord. There we are. There you go. Sorted. Pop these in place. And we're done for the supports, at least. I don't mind having a little bit of a departure from the theme right in the middle there. I think it gives it a bit of character. But now that all this is done, we're going to find out that I haven't got enough rails to make this work. But it's fine. Right. So, paths, rails. Now, I believe I will need the rails to reverse track. Not really. Can I not go up there? Down these ramps. Well, to be fair, I suppose it wasn't my initial plan to put them there, so I'm going to need the empty scaffold ramps. Seems that the road ones don't like having anything on them. There we are. Now what I could do is have this just follow a little curve, like so. There we are. And do the same over here. There we go. Nice. Sorted. Right, with that done, we can have some sort of loading silo on the side. So over here, we're going to want a silo drawing out mana crystals. Oh, Jonathan, thank you so much for the bits, mate. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, you can drag bridges. I forgot about that. Thank you for the reminder. Now, issue with this. If I brought the rail right up to the side, I could actually take directly from the barn. Is there any reason not to? Technically, no. I could have this as an overflow, though, so that I don't ever take out of my building stock. If I do that, it's going to require a bit of shenanigans, however. So, alright. I'm never one to shy away from shenanigans. So we're only going to see any mana crystal going in there once the barn is full, but that's fine by me. Let's make sure that this is set up for mana crystals. I mean, once I've set it up properly anyway. I guess this will allow us to at least see this in action. Right, so that's done. This will output, and over here I would like it to input. Where would that be? Rail stop, there we are. There we go. And then this silo can be set up correctly. So that will only accept mana crystals. Down here it'll only accept mana crystals. And we should be good. This barn is almost done now, which is actually pretty cool. And with that, we just need a minecart. And go. I'll just run along it here. It doesn't really matter which direction it goes because it has to go back onto the cart. It's carrying 4 mana crystals. It can carry a lot more than that. Oh my lord, that's slowed down though. But we can eventually get some magic rails to boost it. Also, you can use height. Physics doesn't really exist, but it kind of has a fake physics that affects these chutes, for example. They'll only go downhill. They won't really go uphill. But there we are. Silo's got some stuff in it. And with that, I would say we're safe to get a wagon. Now, unfortunately, long ago, I made the stupid decision of not making this traversable by wagons. Okay, let's get that fixed then. That should allow them through still. Good. Now this will only really facilitate one wagon going through it, because if we have two, they will block each other. But for the time being, this should be okay. Put that in there, that in there if I can. There we go. And then just continue this path over the top. Right. There we are. I want you to pick up mana crystals. I would like you to deliver them to the school for research purposes.